Good evening and welcome to Simplay Motorsport. The start of the season is finally upon us and we are here live at the Silverstone Grand Prix circuit for the start of the season. I'm Matthew Duffin and I'm joined tonight by Adam Kaup, aka Mazda 917. Evening, Mazda.
Evening, guys.
Hope you're all well and thank you for all of you to join us here live tonight. We have lost Cam. We hope to get Cam back in the session as soon as possible. No Daniel Francis McCurtis may turn up for the second race, and no Aidan Bennett tonight. So 8 cars. Hopefully we can get Cam back for 9 cars on the grid. But we have a field that's pretty much Mazda Lamborghinis, as Cam has made it back in.
Yeah, it's yeah, I don't know what to say really.
2 Porsches on the grid, and that is Alfie and Swimfins. Don't forget, changeable conditions here. 15 laps of Silverstone with a mandatory pit stop. And it's going to be, Mazda, an exciting race. First of all, we have a 20-minute qualifying, and then followed by a 30-minute race for round 1, and then round 2 will be a 10-minute qualifying. But those who qualify, who finish in the top 5, cannot qualify for race 2. So an interesting thing to keep an eye out for there. As we're on board with Cam here, is back in the session.
Come to start the lap first.
So we're here live on YouTube for round 1 of the Pro-Am category. Join us tomorrow night at 8 o'clock for round 1 of the Pro category, where Mazda will be battling it out with some fantastic guys on track.
Certainly will be, pal.
In the BMW, 11 runners in the Pro category. An evening to Michael Matthews, Keegan Walsh and Gary131 and Monkey Boy in the chat. Gary asks if there's a full turn up tonight. There isn't, unfortunately. We are 3 drivers short tonight from what is on the Pro-Am list, so hopefully we can get that better for next week. No Daniel Francis McCurtis may be here for round 2, but will miss round 1. But we're on board with Big Boy Brazy then. Many people, Mazda, tipping this guy to win the league, but keep your eyes out for Ben Phelan as well. He'll be one who will, I'm sure, rustle a few feathers as he looks to win the title. But Big Boy Brazy, many's favourite here, Mazda.
Yeah, but I'm going to give a quick shout out to Chris. You know, been racing against him in practice and he's looking very quick.
Indeed he is. Chris, aka Welsh, in the yellow Lamborghini. Shocked that there's a Lamborghini there. But no, you're right, Master. Chris seems very on the pace at the moment. So does his teammate Stealth Sloth, seems on the pace as well.
Yeah, they both do. So it'll be nice to see what they can do in the first race. So
just a few rules then for the Pro-Am group that is different to the Pro group. Track limits are on for Pro-Am, and default setups, whereas in the Pro group, for the Pro driver, it will be no track limits. That will be down to the drivers to report that themselves in the Pro group if they feel someone has cut the corner or taken too much and not slowed down. And there will be no chance of default setups, a chance to change the tyre from soft to hard, add or reduce yourself some fuel, and then as well take a bit of downforce on or off. Unless you're the Lamborghini, as we found out in the week, cannot lower its front downforce. Gary in the chat says, is qualifying always dry in daytime? Qualifying is always dry, and it will be daytime for the daytime races. It will be nighttime for the 2 nighttime races, the 2 evening races, which will be the Daytona Road Course and Fuji Grand Prix circuit. Mazda, what's the track that is exciting you the most this season?
Imola.
Last race of the year?
Yep, last race of the year.
Interesting as Big Boy Brazier crosses the line and does a very impressive first lap, a 2-minute 2.259. So a fantastic little time there from Big Boy Brazier as we wait for the others to cross the line and start or finish their lap times. DJ Phil hasn't came out the pits yet. Gary says bring on Fuji. So don't forget, those who are watching, not in the chat, the live stream chat, if you comment on the video itself after the end of race 2 or towards the end of race 2, we're going to do a little driver of the day poll. So comment on the video for that. Obviously not in the live chat, but in the comment section on the video itself. and we'll get a driver of the day poll going. There will be a few driver interviews, and it will probably be a couple of the drivers from the top 5 finishers of the first race. We see the Stoff Slough has gone second place at the moment. We're on board with him now. Welsh currently sitting third with Alfie fourth and Swimfins in 5th place at the minute. Ben Phelan just gone into second place, 2/10 currently off of Big Boy Brazier. One thing that is interesting to note tonight, Mazda, we have an Englishman, an Irishman, a Scotsman and a Welshman on the grid tonight. DJ Phil, the Welshman, Ben the Irishman, Welshie the Scotsman and Big Boy Brazier, the Englishman. Obviously a few Englishmen, Stoff also Scottish as well. How do you comment in the video when live chat is on? If you just scroll down underneath the video, it says add a public comment, so just add a comment there. Peaceful explosion. And then we can get that underway. As we see then the two Lamborghinis, is this a strategy here, do you think, Master? Maybe a bit of tow. They seem to be on track together. As Deeks has just gone into P3 in his Lamborghini.
I would have thought so.
What we've seen throughout the 6 pre-season testing videos, Mazda, is that Welshie and Stoff Slough very similar in lap times.
Well, that's good to know. But like you say, what will happen with the pit stops and everything?
Yep, strategy comes into play.
It'll be interesting to see.
Obviously, the teammates, you may know from Project Cars that you can normally pit at the same time as we have Alfie Span. That's the exit of Copse Corner. Normally on Project Cars you could just pit at any time, but because we're running the online championship, you can only pit when your teammate isn't in the pit box. Gary says, glad you asked, Michael. I was asking the same thing but didn't want to ask. Peaceful Experience says I can't see anything other than the live chat publicly box. It's literally are you on a mobile, are you on the PC or on a mobile device or something like that? If you're on PC, it should be underneath the description of the video, the comment section. If not, we'll have to just do it on the live chat and we'll keep a tally. But we see Alfie then coming around Stowe. If you watched the hot lap video the other day, you'll notice that was the one corner that didn't go right. Is on the iPad app. So if we do, I'll tell you what, then we'll just do it on the live chat section. We'll vote for the driver of the day, and me and Master can keep account of who's got what votes there. But we see Alfie about to come round and complete his lap. He won't improve this time around, unfortunately, as he's had the spin at Copse. But crosses line 18 seconds down on his best time. So let's see what the Porsche can do. Master, only 2 Porsche runners in this league in Swimfins and Alfie, so that'll be interesting to see what them guys can do in that car.
Yeah, it certainly will be, pal. You know, if they can drive that car right, it could be up there fighting for the lead, I would say. Evening to Keegan, and an evening to Craig as well. Keegan says you have to wait for the live stream to end, and Craig says, evening lads, good luck tonight. So yeah, evening to them two boys. We see Cam, though, they improved on his last lap time, stays 7th, but is 6.8 off of his teammate's time at the moment. So a good lap from Cam then. That is one of the team. Let me just double check the team name, because Ben and Deeks was a late team entry into this season. Deeks, we assumed, was running with Holty, and then the late minute of Holty pulling out meant that Deeks was without a teammate. So just let me find their team name. That is Team DPR with Ben Phelan and Deeks. I'll get a run through the names. Team and Freaks aren't here with Daniel Francis and McCurtis. Team DPR, the Gardex liveried Lamborghini then. And then you've got MC Motorsport of Welshie and Stoff Slough. Now the way to tell Welshie and Stoff Slough apart is Welshie running the green trim on the side of that yellow Lamborghini, as we see him cross the line now and no improvement. Stoff Slough, I think, is coming to the pit lane. He runs a blue trim on the side of his Lamborghini. We've got Gusset and Trusset in Big Boy Brazier and Cam. Now I have been informed today that I've got their liveries the wrong way round. Big Boy Brazier in, you see there the grey, yellow and blue. It has a light blue on the wing mirrors and on the side of the rear wing. That's meant to be red on Big Boy Brazier's, but it's red on Cam's, as you see there. Cam is currently, but that is Deeks, I do believe, behind him, is it? Who pulls out now to overtake him into Stowe. Can't overtake him into Stowe. And then we have Team DJ Motorsport. Aiden, unfortunately, not here tonight, but DJ Phil is with us. Currently still sat in the pit lane. I think that's him leaving the pits now. He's coming out now with 10 minutes left on the clock. DJ Phil is exiting the pits there, so good timing that from DJ Phil. Exits the pits in the Vodafone livery. And then we also have AA 3D printing of Swimfins and Alfie in the light blue and black livery. Swimfins there with the yellow wing mirrors, and I do believe Alfie has white ones. Yeah, he does, there you go.
So the only Porsche on the grid. So you say that Imola is your track you're looking forward to, Mazda. What's the track you're least looking forward to?
Oh, there's quite a few. There's quite a few. I wouldn't like to put it on one. Because like you say, we were testing cars left, right and centre and, you know, naming cars we're going to be driving, and then last minute we changed to the BMW, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, as we see Alfie lose it coming through onto the old start line. Just lit up the rears there. 9 minutes to go. Damage is on for these guys, as is fuel and tyre wear. So an interesting feature to this start of the season, Mazda. And another one I want to ask you as well. Pal. Are we excited to finally be going? The practice is over, the wait is over. We're finally ready to go.
Certainly am, mate. Certainly am. Looking forward to fighting the boys.
You say that Chris is one you're watching in this group. Who's your pick of your drivers, excluding yourself, for the pro group?
Tough one, that. Tough one. There's quite a few, to be honest. I wouldn't like to put a specific one driver, but you know, I'm looking at the Sutty and Phil. Phil were very quick in practice, you know.
Yeah.
So, but then again, you've got the Leach brothers. You know, you got Peaceful and Kieran. I'm gonna have to say my teammate, obviously. You know, up the Ironbury Racing. But yeah, I think the talent in, you know, the pro, and I'm not saying there's no talent in the pro-am, you know, there's talent all over the grid, but I just wouldn't like to say, really wouldn't.
So just looking at the chat, DJ Sedgebeer says DJ Phil, so evening to you, buddy. Gary says Stove Soft will be one to look at in this league. We said that earlier, that him and Welsh are probably the two that you are looking at. Evening to the 12 people that are live watching. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe and hit that like button. If you're interested in getting in touch with Simplay Motorsport about racing, click the link in the description to join the Facebook group, which is mainly for the drivers of the league, to keep them informed with what's happening in terms of the league. Or if you just want to follow the page and keep up to date with everything that's happening around the Simplay Motorsport leagues, click on the link in the description for the page and hit the like button and follow the page as we do. So we're on board with Ben Phelan then, Mazda. Raced with him in a previous league. In fact, we've raced with most of these guys from a previous league. The lads we haven't raced with, is Stealth Sloth, Cam and DJ Phil. But Ben we've raced with before. He's a quick driver.
He certainly is, mate. He'll be one to watch.
Indeed he will. The Irishman coming through Maggots and Beckett's we see now. And down onto the hangar straight we go here. And he's currently 1.1 down on his lap time. Big boy Brazier, does he feel he's got enough done? Because he is sat in the pit lane currently. So clearly feels that he may have enough done here. He has got 6.5 minutes to wait. And it's a long time to wait for someone to gain 2/10. You see the front two quite close together in times. And then the few behind them are a few seconds off. Deeks has put in a heck of a lap as we see Ben Phelan coming into the pit lane then. We see Deeks and Ben Phelan's teammate for Team DPR put in a good lap time for P3 at the minute, currently 2 seconds quicker than Stealth Sloth. As you see, there is Cam in the background, and I think Stealth Sloth just in front of Deeks on the track. But yeah, Deeks, he's tested a few cars. Obviously I think was expecting to be with Holty this season, but obviously due to circumstances for Holty has ended up being paired with Ben Phelan. I mean, Ben's obviously, like we've just said, he's no slouch of a driver, so a good teammate for Deeks as Big Boy Brazy is back out the pits. Will Deeks improve this time as he comes through the final corner and crosses the line? Now he's 9/10 down on his lap time. What do you feel of Deeks' chances then, Mazda?
Tough one. He's a good driver. I'm not going to say, you know, he's not. I don't think he's going to struggle at all. I think he's going to be, you know, he's another one to watch. I don't know how good he is around this track. I think he's done, you know, he's done all right. But yeah, he could be another one.
Yeah, there's a few to watch in this one. As we see, that's the Stealth Sloth that's just had a spin. 2 guys in front, looks like DJ Phil and one of the AA 3D printing guys.
But, sorry to interrupt, but a big help for these guys is they're all running the same setup apart from stable or loose, and same fuel. So they've got You know, there's only the two Porsches that are different, so everybody is on a level playing field. So it'd be nice to see.
That's it. Everybody is pretty much on the same sort of playing field, like you say, in the Lamborghini. A lot of Lamborghini choices here. We get to tomorrow night where I think the only two teams that's got the same car is AH for AH Racing, who's an independent entry unless someone else joins and decides to be his teammate, but he's an independent entry, and then yourselves and Keegs in the Team Iron Brew BMW M6 as well. Bar that, all the pro group is in a different car, and not just, you know, there's the two Mercedes and the two BMWs, they're all in a different manufacturer. So tomorrow night could be interesting to watch as we see Deeks just a 100th up on his time coming through Sector 2. But yeah, we see tomorrow night, Mazda, different manufacturers up and down the grid throughout what will be the course of the season. That's an interesting one as well to look at.
Well, yeah, because, you know, at first, you know, Iron Brew Race, we were going to run the Lamborghini, and then that got took up, and then we'll go to the Mercedes, and then it was like someone else thought to be the Mercedes, and we thought, do you know what, let's just go with a car no one's been, and then like we thought we'd go for the Bentley, and then it was like default setups might be coming back because you allowed setups like, you know, for the downforce, and then we thought, right,
and that's Deeks coming together with, I think, Swimfins in the yellow mirrors, so that's going to ruin his lap. I didn't see him improve the last time round, but that's not what you want there. So yeah, carry on then, Mazda.
Yeah, so, and then we thought, well, if default setups win, we're going to have to try and find a car that's good and quick, and then we landed on the BMW, and that's it. And then this guy we found, and then we're like, he wants to be the BMW. I've raced against him in the past, and he's a very quick and clean driver. So he could, even he could be one to watch.
Indeed, he could. As we see Cam in the pits with 2 minutes 54 remaining. So if he wants to get another lap in, he's got to get out in the next 30 seconds or so to get an out lap and a timed lap in. For Swimfins then, and Cammy's just come back out on track as I say that. For Swimfins, currently 10 seconds off the pace at the moment. DJ Phil sits in 8th. Want to get your opinion then, Mazda, on the changeable weather conditions. Obviously new to this season. A lot of these guys that raced in a previous season that we was a part of we didn't have the changeable weather conditions. How do you think that's going to play a role in this season coming up?
Big. It could win or lose you the race.
We see weather here for this race, and then obviously the weather is reversed for the second race. So, you know, if you've not tested enough, the weather was posted as part of the thing, so that the guys have known the weather. If you've not tested enough, you know, you're may struggle in the few puddles, especially in, I don't want to give too much away for the viewers who are watching, unless you obviously are part of the league, you'll know where we're on about. But there is one place in particular where it does get very wet. As we say, a massive good evening to Sooty Apex.
Yes, evening Sooty, but
just to butt in a second, Mazda, sorry, DJ Phil's just gone nearly 3 seconds faster there, puts himself up into P6, currently 3/10 off the back of Welshie, and will be on his final run now. But yeah, sorry Mazda, carry on. Oh, sorry, Ben Phelan's just gone quicker. Was letting you carry on. Ben Phelan goes quicker by 0.02 of a second from Big Boy Brazier. So already taking the fight to Big Boy Brazier here. There is no point for pole position. It's only a point for fastest lap, and then the points for the race. The tables will get done at the end of the stream, but they will be edited into next week's stream. That's not the points we are running with. It's just the points that Project Cars say. As Alfie and Swimfins are in the pits, so the two Porsches aren't going to improve here. But yeah, Master, back to your point about the weather.
Yeah, you know, like there's one bit of the track where it's dicey, and that, you know, if you want to pick for dry tyres, you know, in the second race it's going to be make or break.
100% it is. As Ben Phelan into the pits as well, so he's done on his lap. Has the luck of the Irish been with him to give him the pole position? So there will be 2 invites go out for the drivers tonight. It unfortunately doesn't send us back to the lobby on the online championships. It sends us back to the main menu. So there will be a second invite that goes out for race 2, as we see Big Boy Brazier, no improvement that time around, and only is on his last lap now, so only has this 1 lap to improve any at all. We see Stealth Sloth a second quicker than Welshie, so Welshie may not be on it as much here as we've seen him in the past. At the moment, qualifying is complete. So who's coming around the final couple of corners, Maz? Can we try and pick them two up? There's two just coming into the final chicane. It is Welshie, the first of the runners, and then DJ Phil. So let's see if Welshie's up on his time. We've just been on about him as he span round there, so he's not going to be now. What can DJ Phil do as DJ Phil's about to finish his lap? Disaster for Welshie then. If DJ Phil finds a couple of tenths, he may jump Welshie here and split the MC Motorsport guys and crosses the line. There's no improvement for DJ Phil. So we see Welshie crosses. No, go on.
You might say 5th or 6th or 7th is going to be low down, but that could be wise to start there just for the start race. Especially when that rain comes, you know. If you're in the right spot and, you know, you want to chance it, you can drive in the rain. It might be a... And plus, like I say, it's 15 laps. It's not just a short 10 minute race. You've got time to make them places back.
As we can see from the lap times, it's a 2-minute lap, so it's a long lap. As Big Boy Brazier has pitted, so will not get pole position. So I do believe that is qualifying over. Stealth Sloth's done.
DJ's finish.
I think we're just waiting on Cam then to finish. So can Cam improve? Needs 7/10 of a second to make it a Lamborghini 127 with the two with the two Porsches sitting 8th and 9th. If Cam can outdo Alfie here, he comes around the final couple of corners now. There's a Welshie fan and a DJ Phil fan in the chat. Down the start straight goes Cam. Is there any improvement as he crosses the line? You'll wait to see in just 2 seconds. But for the first time tonight, it is Ben Phelan who gets pole position for Team DPR. Cam didn't improve any. So Ben Phelan takes pole position from Big Boy Brazier. On row 2 will be Deeks and Stealth Sloth. Row 3 will be Welshie and DJ Phil Green. Row 4 will be Alfie and Cam, and Swimfins brings up the rear on row 5. We're hoping to get McCurtis in for the second round of tonight's race. But here we go then, Mazda. We're about to get the first race of the season underway. Welcome to everybody who's here while we wait for the drivers to ready up. If you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button and like the video as well.
We've lost Welshie.
Oh, we have lost Welshie. So a disappointing start then for MC Motorsport, who only have one driver on the grid that has promoted Swimfins to P8. But what a disastrous start for Welshie then. He's not going to be in the first race of the season. Gary says that's cool, you can add the team names. That's because we're trying to do it through the online championship bit, mate. That's how we're trying to do it. But we've lost Welshie from the first race this season. He'll be absolutely gutted with that. Probably people's favourite, and he's gone. Oh, disappointing, Mazda.
He's back, but he's back too late.
Yeah, oh, and he'll be kicking himself for the P5 qualifying. Absolutely disastrous there for Welshie. Such a good start to his season, and it's now rolled down to his teammate Stealth Sloth then. A few Welshie fans in the chat. Oh, that's not what he wanted there at all, I tell you. He'll be absolutely gutted with that. Like you said in qualifying, Maz, we've tested with Welshie quite a lot, and he's a man who was hoping to get good things out of this season, but we've lost him early on.
Yeah, it's only the first race though. There's plenty of chances if we were to, you know, make them points back.
So as we just wait for the drivers to ready up, Mazda, I'll just go through the order of the grid again now. So it's Ben Phelan on pole from Big Boy Brazier. Row 2 is Deeks and Stealth Sloth. Row 3 is now DJ Phil and Alfie, with row 4 being Cam and Swimfins. Well, she is back in the lobby but cannot race as he's missed
Here we go, boys.
the period. So for the first time this season here at Simplay Motorsport, we've got one light, we've got 2 lights, 3. We're underway here at Silverstone Grand Prix Motorsport, and look at Big Boy Brazier. He's already got ahead of Ben off the line, and it's a cracking start from him. Ben down into second place at the moment. Deeks is kept third. Well, Stealth Sloth is fourth. DJ Phil very wide there, and there's Swimfins. Cam's had a bit of a spin, and so does Alfie, look like he has in the background. But it's the 2 Team DPR guys sitting second and third at the moment. Big Boy Brazier got up off the line absolutely brilliantly, Master, and jumped Ben at the start.
He certainly did. Look, he's over a second already in the lead. He's gone.
Absolutely cracking start from Big Boy Brazier. Gary says still sloth for the win. We'll have to wait and see what pans out over the course of this race. I just hope the lads have done strategies and talked strategies. Look at Deeks close to the back of Ben there, Mazda. Into Brooklands and through Luffield. Closing in on the brakes. It's a long race, though. Anything can happen. We see Ben, though, now starting to claw the gap back to Big Boy Brazier here. Gap's down to half a second out front. We see Cam currently running 5th, DJ Phil 6th, Alfie 7th, and Swimfins 12th at the moment. Got good pace as Deeks here. He's not been dropped by the 2 leaders. He was 3 seconds down in qualifying, but the 2 leaders are still there. And Ben is honing in on Big Boy Brazier here. He really fancies a chance of getting the first win this season. He's already took the first pole. Can he take the race win? I'm sure he'll want to. Got a message from Ben in the week. He was a late entry. He texted me saying, I miss racing as your league started. Can any chance I can join? Yeah, mate, you're here on the grid. You've took the first pole. Can you get this first race win?
We'll soon find out in 15 laps.
We're about to complete lap number 1 here. They've slowly pulled away from Deeks Master on the end of the first lap, but Ben is slowly gaining on Big Boy Brazier here as we see them come out round the final corner for the first time then, and we're going to start lap 2 at 15, and away we are then in this first race. DJ Phil's dropped behind Alfie at the back of the pack. Little battle going on there. This currently for the lead though. Through the farm curve they go there and up towards what is turn 3. Does Ben have a bit of a slowdown penalty there? He seems to drop off the back of Big Boy Brazier. I think he's had a bit of a slowdown penalty there, Mazda.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it, doesn't it? Because he's nearly over a second again.
Lost a lot of time.
Is that Big Boy Brazier's favourite corner? Because he seems to pull a lot of time there.
Oh, he really does. He did it at the start. He's doing it now. There in the background is Stealth Sloth. So the top 4 have got away from the back 4 at the moment.
Let's have a look at the back 4.
Oh, we didn't. I've just had a text message from Christopher. He dropped his pad and it's caught the X button and returned him to Race Central. So it's not even the Wi-Fi, as we see here. Alfie battling with DJ Phil on track. Cam just in front. So he's not even lost Wi-Fi connection. He's dropped the pad. And it's how unfortunate. But here we have Alfie for AA 3D printing at the moment, with DJ Phil behind him for DJ Motorsport. Cam just in front for Gusset and Trusset. And can DJ Phil in that Lamborghini pull away here?
Send it. Sutty send it.
Sutty send it manoeuvre as he looks and thinks about it. I tell you what I had from DJ Phil in the week. He races in another league on another channel. He texted me in the week, says, Matt, check out this video. I did a Sutty send it manoeuvre. If you don't know what the Sutty send it is, you'll find out tomorrow. That is for sure. And look at what's falling already. The rain is with us at Silverstone. Now this is where tactics come into play. Who's going to pit when and who's going to pit where? Let's jump on Big Boy Brazier and see who gets into the pit lane first. Well, Big Boy Brazier doesn't pit, but Ben is. So Brazier stays out for a lap. Deeks is also staying out. So team orders there, maybe from team DPR.
Yep.
And the team orders is Ben pits, Deeks stays out. So we'll see what happens here. You're right, the Sutty Sender is trademarked for Simplay Motorsport. You're right, Sutty, I do believe. But Big Boy Brazier then leads from Deeks with Ben Phelan in the pits. Now you've got to make sure you get your pit strategy right. Cam's in the pits as well. If you have a change of tyre and they don't put the wets on, you could be in a lot of trouble. Swimfins has pitted as well. Alfie a bit wide out the last corner. May have a slowdown penalty for that. So guys already in the pit, and as we are seeing, Ben is Ben looks like he's making progress now. Did Stealth Sloth pit that lap? No, he didn't. He did. I know, stayed out. So Ben looks like he's on his way out the pits now. There is a car moving on the track map. The white dot exiting the red line. Yep, Ben's out now. So on the track, the first of the wet tyre boys. Is Big Boy Brazier going to pit this time round? We'll wait and see. But Ben currently down in P6 at the moment. Swimfins and Cam still in the pits as well. Let's hope these guys have got their pit strategy done, Mazda.
Yeah, they have. Let's just see.
Everybody is now out the pits, and there's Big Boy Brazier coming through Copse Corner. Track doesn't look too wet at the moment. The spray's not too bad.
I don't know, Mark, because it's like the first half you think, I've done a good job here,
yeah.
But when you get to this part, it's like...
It's a whole different ball game when you get round Copse. Round Copse and then through Maggots Beckett, it's a different ball game. Now, you tested the Lamborghini earlier in the pre-season, or not on the live streams. How was it in the wet? You're obviously going to have a bit more of an insight.
It's not bad. I do like it, but I just don't feel. I just didn't feel comfortable. And
and he's sliding round the back corner, coming through snow there. Big boy Brazier, all kinds of artistry. He hasn't kept it going as well as Jamie Brazier, but well. Big boy Brazier into the pits now. Deeks will surely follow him in here. Yes, he does. Where's the stealth sloth?
You too fast now. You had too fast.
Oh, he's round.
No, he's not.
No, he's not. Lucky. You've really got to be. Yeah, you're right. You've really got to be careful. If you spin and go backwards in the pits, you'll get disqualified. You've got to make sure you take it with a good amount of speed as well. Stealth Sloth is now in the pit lane as well. Who's in P4? That's Alfie. Is Alfie going to pit this lap here? Looks like he's just recovered from a bit of a spin. Yes, he does. Where's DJ Phil on track? He's also coming into pits. So the first guy who pitted and came out was Ben. He's coming down towards... I think it's
straight.
Yeah, I think it's Club. I think this section called, or Vale. One of the two, and round the final couple of corners he goes now. Now keep your eyes on the dots in the pit lane. Is any of them dots moving at the moment? Because Big Boy Brazier led by a second when Ben pitted, and I think Brazier's away now in the pits. Looks like he is, but I think Ben with the early pit stop has done just enough. Deeks is in front as well. I think Deeks has jumped Big Boy Brazier in the pit stops. So the Team DPR lads, a cracking pit stop for them two, and they've jumped Big Boy Brazier from second and third to first and second. What a job the pit crew's done there for them boys. Now they've got to get the temperature in them tyres quickly. Stealth Sloth is in fourth, so he's not managed to jump anybody. Cam's back into fifth. DJ Phil looks like he's jumped Alfie. Them two dots are moving in the pit lane as well. So DJ Phil looks like he's done Alfie in the pit lane. And Swimfin's currently in 8th place. Coming through the final chicane now. So won't get on the back of Alfie or DJ Phil there. But now, what is Deeks' job? Is it to keep his head down and try and get second place? Or is it to just let Ben pull away and keep Big Boy Brazier behind him? As to it's the first race of the season, so I can't imagine team orders coming into play that much. But let's see what effect these guys, let's see how good these guys are in the wet as we come through Luffield. Deeks a bit more cautious than what Big Boy Brazier is, and he's looking all over the place. He's Big Boy Brazier. He's going to try around the outside, and Deeks has forced him a little wide, and a tap from Brazier, and on the grass he goes. And that's, he's managed to keep it in a straight line and keep it going. That'll probably more than likely be a slowdown unless he's gained time there, but he tapped the rear of Deeks, and I tell you what, they squeezed him. Now I think Deeks had a slowdown because he's gone very slow, or is that just give the place back because he may have squeezed him a bit too much there? But fantastic racing already. We're only 4 laps into the season, and already we've seen a bit of drama and some great tactical play from the teams. You see there Ben halfway down the hanger straight as you've got Deeks in the slipstream of Big Boy Brazier. Will he think about a sooty send it into Stowe corner? Let's wait and see. But what we do know is fantastic racing so far, Mazda.
Oh, they have been, providing with great racing from all through the field, to be honest.
Big Boy Brazier has got his head down here and just sort of gapped Deeks a little bit. Deeks late on the brakes and nearly into the back of Big Boy Brazier there. But these front three having a good little battle as they just start to pan out a bit here. There's Christopher Walsh on the chat, fuming drop controller, and it hit X, took me out the race with a few angry emoticons.
Get yourself a wheel. That won't happen again.
No, it won't happen. Should have took the young one's wheel. Raced on that. So it's Ben feeling then from Big Boy Brazier. Deeks in third. Stealth Sloth's in fourth with Cam fifth. Currently Stealth Sloth and Cam not really under any threat from anywhere. DJ Phil's running sixth with Alfie in seventh and Swimfin's eighth. So the two Porsches bringing up the rear. Now, obviously, don't look at the last lap times as people pitted later than a few others. Chris says in the chat they'll be taking Keegan's wheel. And Sutty tells him he doesn't need one as Deeks is very wide coming through Aintree onto the Wellington straight. And as we head down to Brooklands again, Big Boy Brazier has that gap just down to a second, but looked like he outbraked himself a bit there. Manages to get it stopped and turned in. And did Ben have a problem through the exit of Brooklands into Luffield? Because Big Boy Brazier is a lot closer this time round. So what happened to Ben there? For the 20 guys watching, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, and if you haven't hit that like button, please give that a big thumbs up as well, as we see them coming down the old start straight then in towards Cops Corner. Around they go here. Try not to run too wide on the exit. That will be a slowdown. And look at the speed that Big Boy Brazier's got compared to Ben Phelan here, Mazda. As we head towards Maggots and Beckett's side by side. Look at this. He's done him before Maggots and Beckett's. So is Ben just struggling a bit in the wet? We said that Team DPR had such a good pit stop. But Gusset and Trusted driver Big Boy Brazier has managed to get back in front. Here comes the Sloth, says Gary. So he's Stealth Sloth gaining on these guys. He's currently 14 seconds off the back. Swimfins is in the pit again. So did they fit the wet tyre to his car? Because he's in the pits. So he'll probably end up a lap down here. As Ben Phelan has currently dropped down to P2 at the moment. With Big Boy Brazier back out in front. And he's looking strong in these wet conditions. What could Welchie have done on track? We're not sure. But Stealth Sloth currently running in a strong P4. He's having a quiet race though, Mazda.
He certainly is, mate. It's like, I don't know, he's just on his own, isn't he?
Yeah, you've had a few of these races, obviously on different servers, part of Launch Racing. Is it hard to stay motivated when you're sort of 15 seconds off the back, but you're 11 seconds in front?
It is, but with this wet weather, you just do not know what will happen. And you just keep on pushing and pushing until, you know, the last lap.
Yeah, indeed you do. As we heard, Swimfins was exiting the pit lane there. Currently a lap down, so unfortunate for him. There he is on track. Cam, Alfie and DJ Phil as well, they're a bit spread out, so the wet conditions not helping them here. There is Cameron then, Gusset and Trusted teammate of Big Boy Brazier. What a cracking start to the season opener, Master. What an absolute brilliant start here.
It certainly is provided with some fun.
There's DJ Phil then.
What's happened to Ben?
What has happened to Ben? He's dropped behind Deeks. He's now 8 seconds off the lead, so he must have made a mistake somewhere. We said there's one part of the track that's not handy. But I tell you what.
It's either that or he's hit that puddle into that corner.
Yeah, indeed.
And he's just spun the car, because that does catch you out.
Yeah, indeed you are right. Let's see what Ben can do from here then. Lap 6 of 15. Big Boy Brazier from Deeks. We've got McCurtis in the session, so we will have 9 drivers on the grid. So we'll have a Team in Freaks car on the grid as well for the next race. So here comes then Ben Phelan. What can he do down the hangar straight? He's now not only got to gain on his teammate Deeks 45, but he's also got to try and catch Big Boy Brazier. The gap out front from Big Boy Brazier to Deeks is 5.7 seconds as Deeks is heading into Stowe corner here. Ben hasn't had much testing due to the servers. Think he'll be a lot stronger in race 2. Yeah, Ben had a problem last night with being able to stay in the service, so you're right, Sutty. Ben may be better in the second race. Not really many battles out on track. This weather has sort of separated the drivers a bit, hasn't it, Mazda? But a good start to the season.
It certainly has, and yeah, it certainly has. And but we're now getting to the fun part, because obviously I think the sun comes out any time now, so it'll be interesting. Yeah,
for those who've done the rigorous testing, lap 7 or 8, the rain should start to stop. One thing we haven't tested, and just going to looking at the leaderboard, Ben has lost out to the Stealth Sloth. So Stealth Sloth for MC Motorsport is on the podium as he crosses the start line. Where is he? He's there. The cameraman picks him up. He's there. He's in P3. And where's Ben? He's well behind Stealth Sloth. He's only just come through turn 1. So disastrous for Ben in the rain. But the Stealth Sloth's just had a problem. Yeah, Stealth Sloth has just had a problem. And I tell you what, that is not what these guys are wanting. Struggling in the rain, and Stealth Sloth struggling again there. This is Ben's possible opportunity down the Wellington Straight to maybe gain some time back. He's wide, and the Stealth Sloth's round, and if Ben can keep it going, he will be in front. But they're struggling down the Wellington Straight. It's very wet down here. Look at the conditions. Ben and Stealth Sloth are all over the place down the Wellington Straight, and Ben is back into P3. One thing we don't know from testing, Mazda, is what the track is like in race 2 conditions. We've never done a race 2 weather, so we've never tested in them sorts of conditions, so it's going to be unknown to all of us. The bonus,
that is very true.
The bonus you pro guys have going into tomorrow is you kind of will get a picture of what tomorrow's weather will be like in race 1 and 2. But here we go. Ben.
Go back on leader a sec.
Here is Big Boy Brazier. He's 12 seconds in front, and he got jumped in the pit lane, Mazda, by Ben and Deeks. And I tell you what, he's done a fantastic job to just gap these guys.
Yeah, he has, hasn't he?
He's just got his head down. You see him going to... He's clearly avoiding a puddle there, coming down the Vale straight into the club chicane. Michael Matthews in the chat says the switch from wet to dry will be fun, as we see the rain stopping and the sun starting to poke out. Look at how wet the track is here. On the chase view of Big Boy Brazier, look how wet it is through turn 1. We're just going to get a good view here of what it will be like coming down the Wellington Straight. We saw Ben and Selfsoft struggling last time around. Let's see what they'll do this time. Good points at the minute, Master, for Team DPR, a second and a third at the moment.
Well, that's it. If they go in for the team championship, really good points to start off the season.
As we see down the Wellington Straight now, look at the puddles, they're everywhere. Big Boy Brazier is all over the place. He's at like 3/4 throttle. And he's struggling a bit there, Master. The puddles, not as bad as we have seen, but aren't looking the best there. As he comes round, watch for the puddle on the inside of Brooklyn. Set yourself up for Luffield nice and easy now then. Round he goes here. And this has been the race he'd have wanted so far, I think. He's got his head down, he's got in front, but now what will happen in the drying conditions, Master? What is Big Boy Brazier's tactic? Is it stay on the wet till the end as we're on lap 8 of 15, or is it pit for slick tyres? DJ Phil's getting on the back of Cam, I see on the timing screens there.
That's a tough call. I wouldn't like to say, because... You know, it's like, do you want to be quick all over the track and lose down that Wellington Straight, or do you want to be fast down the Wellington Straight but might struggle around the track? It's down to the driver.
Yeah, it really
is. It's up to their call.
Indeed it is. As Cam and DJ Phil are closing in on Stealth Sloth here. There is Cam, Stealth Sloth just a bit further around the corner. DJ Phil just behind Cam. I think that's Swimfins behind them. I think Swimfins is a lap down. Yeah, he span going through Brooklyn's, maybe caught the puddle on the inside. And there's Alfie off going into the pit lane. Now what's Alfie pitting for here? This will be interesting. Potentially he's well off the back of the other cars. Now, does he risk the slicks early on here? As that is Big Boy Brazier putting a lap on him.
Nah, that'll be too wet for slicks.
Yeah, it is too wet as Big Boy Brazier struggles and just only goes over the track limits. Just with 2 wheels, that should be fine. That shouldn't give him a slowdown there. Only 2 wheels off the track. Watch for the puddle on the outside, and you see him then coming towards the Wellington Straight again. So Alfie in the pits, and not the start that AA 3D Printing would have wanted. But a good start for Team DPR and a good start for Team Gusset and Trusset running in 1st and 5th. What could have been, I suppose, for MC Motorsport, who only have one driver.
3/4 half on the throttle.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very wet down there.
I know, it looks very wet, but when you look from up here, it don't look wet at all.
No, looks alright, doesn't it? Looks damp.
Yeah. It
looks damp. So Big Boy Brazier's current pace is a 2:16 so far in the wet. Was his last lap.
But look at Deeks taking full throttle.
Yeah, Deeks.
That's it, look. A bit of risk. Love it.
Deeks going for this here. He knows that one mistake for Big Boy Brazier and he could be on for the first race winner of the season as he's clipped the puddle and spins around. He's got time over his teammate. He's got 12 seconds over his teammate, who's just coming down the Wellington Straight. In fact, it's about halfway down the Wellington Straight. Full throttle is Ben Phelan as well. There in the background is the Stealth Sloth. So Ben taking a few more risks as well, started to go full throttle. Lap 9 of 15. So get ready to see a dry line and see if drivers do jump in for the dry tyre or not. A lot of spray though at the minute. So that's genuinely the indication to us that it isn't dry at all. Yeah, so keep an eye on the spray levels. See what they're like. There's the Stealth Sloth coming through Luffield now. Here's Cam avoiding the puddle on the inside. He's got DJ Phil closing on him. Only 3.1 behind. DJ Phil, the Welshman from Prestatyn. In the Vodafone livery. Nice looking livery. That is Alfie or Yeah, that's Alfie in front who's had a spin there.
Oof.
And I'll tell you what, DJ Phil did well to avoid Alfie spinning his car around there. So for Team DPR at the moment, not the best running for them too. Maybe a better showing in race 2. Don't forget, so at the moment, Big Boy Brazier, Deeks, Ben, Stelsoff and Cam will not be able to qualify for race 2, like a reverse grid type thing going off. But it's this man leading 23 seconds up the road from his nearest rival. He's drove a very good race so far, Maz. We've seen Ben have problems in the wet. We've seen Deeks have a few problems in the wet as well. This man's not put a foot wrong.
He certainly has he? He certainly hasn't.
He's really got his head down and gone here. I did think he was, just as I said that and went to you, he was going to lose the car. But he managed to keep it together. Yeah, the field a bit gapped out here. We'll see if the dry weather brings any more battling towards the end of the race. I think DJ, Phil and Cam are the closest to on track. Maybe Cam and Slough actually the closest on track. Giving you plenty of tips, is this for tomorrow night?
Yeah, it is. It certainly is. You see, like you say, it's going to be the second race. We'll be watching a lot closely because we don't know what that is going to be like. So
we see Big Boy Brazy then coming round Cops Corner and down towards Maggots and Beckett's then. For the 10th time, he knows he's got 5 laps left. Monkey Boy says it's the second race, the same weather. It is the same weather, but it's reversed, so it's sort of flipped on its head. So it won't rain as early, but it may, you know, be wetter towards the end of the race instead of drying up as quick. So it's like flipped weather sort of thing. Here's DJ Phil Green then, trying to close in on camera, and he's currently 4.3 seconds off the back of Cam. You'll probably see Cam on camera in just a moment coming down the Wellington Straight. There he is. And he's struggling down the Wellington Straight, these guys are here.
It's that curb. They seem to try and, you know, the car seems to slide out, and as soon as they hit that curb and they put the power down, that's where it has a big twitch.
Yeah. Swimfins, I've noticed, has overtaken Alfie for position. So Alfie and Swimfin struggling in the Porsche.
Shut the front door. Come on, Swimfins, you can do it!
So Swimfin's running P7, and Alfie, his teammate, running in P8. And I tell you what, his last lap, Swimfin's, was only a second and a half off the DJ Phil's lap time, and only a couple of seconds off of Cam's. So he's showing a bit of pace here, his Swimfins, and this is what we like to see. Drivers improving for the races. But it's Big Boy Brazier on lap 11, 27 seconds out in front. Ben doesn't seem to be catching on the back of Deeks, Mas, like we thought he might after his troubles.
No, he's not, is he?
He doesn't seem to quite have the pace in there. I mean, look at the lap times. The lap time would indicate that he's, you know, strong in the wet, but just doesn't seem to have it here.
But then again, like you say, we've had all the testing and all the time to prepare, and Ben's just come in at last minute. And
yeah, I think Sunday or Saturday I received a message from him,
So yeah, he's trying to, you know, get the feel for the track and, you know, in the wet conditions. And he did say he don't drive the GT3s, so, you know, a new car.
He has, and what we don't know is in the 4 or 5 days he's had of testing, how many of the 15 cars, or 15 different manufacturers should I say, has he tried? You don't know how many cars he's tried. He may have only tested the Lamborghini for half an hour, you know. So interesting to see, and it's something to keep an eye on. DJ Phil has got past Cameron, so we've not seen that, but Cam has dropped off the back of DJ Phil. So DJ Phil now running 5th, won't be able to qualify for race 2 if it finishes this way. To 21 watchers watching, please, if you just subscribe to the channel and give the video a great big thumbs up. If you feel like you fancy your chances at joining the grid, click the link in the description to join the Facebook group, or if you just want to be a spectator, hit the like on the page link and be a spectator to keep up to date with everything that Simplay Motorsport has to offer. Currently the GT3 League here on Project Cars 2, and it looks like there, Maz, that DJ Phil has heard you what you've said and stayed off the curb that time.
Yeah, it looks like he's worked until the car didn't go twitchy, so yeah.
I'll tell you one thing I've noticed, a lot less spray here on DJ Phil, so potentially a drier line coming now. The Wellington Straight still looked really wet, whereas here it looks bone dry here until we hit this part.
That puddle
there and there, yeah. I was going to say it looks very dry until we hit them here.
Oh, you know what, let's have a look.
Look at it. It looks absolutely bone dry. So really is If you're, I don't know, if you're Deeks, do you make a team decision? You could probably pit and come out of the pits before Ben. Actually, no, do you know what? If you're the Stealth Sloth in P4, you've got enough time to DJ Phil in front. Would you risk it to go push for a podium?
Ben's just took lead.
He has just took Deeks. Deeks is round. He spun round at Luffield, so we're not sure what occurred there. Coming out through Brooklands onto Luffield, though he span, so Ben is in second. So I'll go back to my point. If you're Stealth Sloth, you're in front of DJ Phil, do you risk dry tyres?
Right, now we've just seen Deeks spin, I'd pit now, because he just lit his rears up, right? When you lit your rears up, the car feels horrible. Yeah. The back end is twitchy all over. I did that in the BMW and I regret it. I'll
tell you one thing that me and Sooty Apex noticed in testing, obviously I'm not racing, was that the final 2 laps on the wet tyre that was put on what lap 2 or 3, 4 for some drivers, burnt up towards the end. So that's going to be interesting to see if these guys feel that effect. Maybe that's what Deeks is feeling there, a bit of wear and tear on the front left or front right. And
you see, then you come down here and you just think it's too wet.
Yeah.
Just a quick one, Mark. We have got another DJ Phil. He's all over.
He's all over the back of Stealth Sloth, and the man from Prestatyn looks like he's going to try and gain another place as they come down the Wellington Straight. I said Stealth Sloth was far enough in front of DJ Phil, but DJ Phil's really got the motor running here, and he's slipstreaming towards Brooklands. Stealth Sloth going a bit defensive, a bit of a touch from DJ Phil, and is he going to try and outbrake the Stealth Sloth into Brooklands? No, he doesn't. Keeps wide of that puddle that's still on the inside line there. Just clips it a bit. Stealth Sloth didn't look like he got the best exit there, but DJ Phil and Stealth Sloth's round, and DJ Phil goes up into 4th. Cam's up 4 in the background. Can he benefit to get on the back of this battle? But DJ Phil running 4 for DJ Motorsport at the minute. Here comes Cam. Can he gain on Stealth Sloth and DJ Phil? It's all about whose tyres are going off. Do you pit for slicks? Do you not? I think if you DJ Phil, Stealth Sloth and Cam, you're better off not doing. This is all for points early doors. As you see Cam just go a bit wide there, that may be a slowdown penalty for him. We've not seen any time penalties in this race. Hats off to the drivers for respecting the track limit so far. Big boy Brazier Mazda is 51 seconds out in front of Ben. So an incredible drive by him as he's on his 13th lap. But the DJ Phil, he's spinning some records and he's up into P4 here. There's Cam round in the background. Speaking of spinning records, it's Cam who's spinning around. Stealth Sloth we saw spin at Luffield. DJ Phil just easily picking up places here. Ben's in the pits. Is Ben the guinea pig for everybody to put the slick tyres on? Ben has pitted, and that's the Stealth Sloth coming into the pits. So clearly guys feeling like they can get some more places here. So Deeks will inherit 3rd place. Is DJ Phil going to pass Ben in the pits? They don't have to pit again. They can make it to the end if they feel it. DJ Phil's going to go into 3rd place. He's going to be on the podium in race 1 here. DJ Phil is ahead of Ben. Has Ben pitted? Has he put the slick tyres on? Is that a wise choice from Ben there then? Gutsy move, says Sooty Apex. Ben and the Stealth Sloth on the slick tyres potentially. Could have just put an extra set of wet boots on, but Ben...
I don't know.
Go on, sorry.
Sorry, 2 laps... all or nothing. I'd go for it.
Has Ben just threw away a podium though, Mazda?
See, this just looks too wet. This just looks absolutely too wet for slicks, but you know.
DJ Phil is still struggling. We've lost Alfie from the race, so he's retired from the session then. So unfortunate for Alfie. I tell you what, DJ Phil's only 8.5 off of Deeks, Mazda. A potential 2nd place on the cards for DJ Phil here.
Yes, it could be, mate.
Absolutely extraordinary scenes here, and I tell you what, it's been a fantastic drive from these boys. Had a massive off, too far to limp home, says Alfie in the chat.
And there's Ben, look,
there's Ben really struggling on the dry tyres. Clearly can see now he's on the slicks. Cam's past Stealth Sloth for 5th place, and there's Cam in the background. Can he do Ben? But the problem is now he's through the Wellington Straight, Mazda. Ben should be flying on the rest of the lap.
Yeah, Ben, you know, on them slicks.
Look at Stealth Sloth. As he gets lapped by Jamie Brazier, the Stealth Sloth is all over the place. And I tell you what, really, if Big Boy Brazier is a minute ahead of Deeks here. What a drive he's had.
He certainly has drove that car extraordinary.
Back to Ben. The gap was coming down between him and Cam. The gap's now going back up between him and Cam. This part of the track is where Ben can chuck the Lamborghini around and really fly.
He certainly can, mate.
Kaylee in the chat says, well done, big boy Brazier with 3 love hearts. Oh, that's nice to see. Race isn't over yet, though. He has a lap to finish. He's got to do this one and complete the next lap to win the first race of the season. But it looks like it's big boy Brazier's to throw away here, Mazda.
It certainly is, mate. With a minute and 3 up ahead. He can just, you know, he could even pull over and have a cup of tea.
He could. I tell you what he could do if he really wanted to. He could pit this lap to see what it's like on the slicks for the next lap. He's that far in front.
He certainly can, but then again, I wouldn't. If I was, I wouldn't. Just because of that Wellington straight, it's too wet. Don't want to risk it and damage your car.
100%.
Then you got to try and, you know, get to finish line with a damaged car, and it's not nice.
100%. DJ Phil is within 6 seconds now of Deke, so has caught up by a bit more. I think we'll be coming to be lapped though soon by Big Boy Brazier. Let's just jump on board them to see where Big Boy Brazier is. Can't quite see him yet. Probably, yeah, he's a bit further behind than these guys.
I'd say that though, Matt. That Wellington straight looks a bit better.
It does look drier. The gap's down to 4.1, and has Deeks had a spin as that gap is tumbling down? Must have had a bit of an off. The gap is down to 2.5 seconds as we are on the last lap with Jamie Brazier here. He's just started lap 15, so we'll jump on board him in a moment for the end of the race. But right now, this battle for second place is heating up. DJ Phil is really closing in on Deeks here. He's drove an outstanding race. He's come from by the back towards the front through Ben and Stelsloff pitting. Stelsloff has re-overtaken Cam. Is that the dry tyre being more effective than the wet? There's Ben off! There's Ben off!
Oh.
So Ben's going to be a lap down.
He's off again.
He's off again. Stelsloff's having problems.
Oh.
Big boy Brayton, that's Cam. Cam has just forced Stelsloff off the track, and Ben's been overtaken. He's down to P6, and it's disastrous for Ben. After what was a great start, he's put the slick tyre on, and he's dropped to 6th place here. Big boy Brazier is coming. Has just exited Luffield. So Cam is up to 4th. Whoa, Mazda, what has Ben done here? He's threw away a podium.
He certainly has, pal, just by that one chance.
Oh, unbelievable.
But like we said, it was down to the driver and the track. If he felt it were, you know, it was a wise move to go, it's to go.
Indeed we did. So Big Boy Brazier's coming through Maggots and Beckett's. He's coming towards the end of the race here, and he's driven an outstanding race. We'll jump to the second place battle in just a moment, but we're going to see Big Boy Brazier cross the line as they come down the hangar straight now. There's Cam just in front. Where is Big Boy Brazier? I think that's him. Yeah, that's him at the front of this battle. So let's jump on him. As you see Stelsloff and Cam just touching each other a bit there. As Big Boy Brazier comes in to Stowe for the final time. Maz, if you just want to jump on him. There we are. But he's driven a fantastic race as Big Boy Brazier. He's not put a foot wrong, and he comes into the final few corners. I've just seen Stelsloff dive into the pit lane. Now, I'm not sure what for, but that's given Ben 5th place back. And here comes this Big Boy Brazier. He's going to take race 1 of the season, and a great race for him. Now then, the battle for second has spread out a bit.
Someone's off.
That was Ben off. Ben into the wall, so Ben has finished P5. Stelsloff will finish 6th. Cam has finished 4th. Swimfins has finished 7th. So the battle then for 2nd and 3rd, the only two who haven't finished on track. DJ Phil has unfortunately lost out to Deeks. Here is DJ Phil. There's Deeks coming through Cops Corner. So DJ Phil must have made a mistake, as DJ Phil is well off the back of Deeks now. Was catching him at one point, but will not get that. Big Boy Brazier lapped everybody other than these two guys. So Big Boy Brazier's won it. Cam got 4th, Ben 5th, Stelsloff 6th, Swimfins in 7th. And we're just waiting for these two to cross the line for 2nd place and 3rd place. Ben says that the rain was completely different to the practice session, so maybe Ben's struggling with the rain being a bit worse. Possibly the problem there. Deeks then coming down towards Stowe Corner for the final time in race 1, and around he comes now then. So Ben will have it. Ben actually got 5th in the end, Mazda, so manages to just get in that part of not qualifying. Oh, it's Deeks' span. Now, where's DJ Phil? Can Deeks get it back on the track before DJ Phil comes? I think he's coming now. And Deeks has it back on track. Let's see if he can get around the line. He spun again, coming into the corner, and there's DJ Phil. It's going to be interesting too as we get to the line. Where is Deeks? He's going to take it steady now. One more mistake and that'll be second place gone. But I think he has it done here. Deeks will take a P2 for Team DPR, and DJ Phil with a third place. Fantastic drive for them boys. And I've got to catch my breath, Mazda, because that was an outstanding race. But Big Boy Brazier takes the win and the fastest lap.
I just want to say something there, mate. Now, that was looking for good points for Team DPR, but look at that. Cammy's jumped Ben, so they have took the the lead for the spoils already.
Yeah, definitely. So it's Big Boy Brazier who gets first. Deeks gets second. Ben Phelan. DJ Phil Green in third. Cam finished fourth. Ben Phelan gets fifth place. Not the look of the Irish in the race, that's for sure. Stealth Sloth sixth. Did the same strategy as Ben and probably threw away a podium there. Swimfins gets seventh, and Alfie only retirement in P8. So Mazda, if you want to get Jamie Brazier in and see if we can get Kieran in as well, and I'll set the next lobby up for the second race. But there you go, round one. Big Boy Brazier with a win and the fastest lap from Deeks and DJ Phil Green, putting him on the top step of the podium. Ignore the points for the time being, because this will get altered as the season goes on, because these aren't the points we want to use. The points are up from 1st to 16th on the grid, but as you can see at the moment, they will lead their way. Gusset and Trusset top from Team DPR, with DJ Motorsport 3rd, MC Motorsport 4th, AA3D Printing in 5th, and Team Win Freaks in 6th. So while you get them to win, Master, we'll
who do you want in?
Get Jamie Brazier and try and get Kieran in. I think if Kieran's who's going to come in as well for race 2 to do a third eye.
Oh, how do you do that?
Invite them. So invites will go out again for everybody to join the second race of the night. Big Boy and Kieran. Kieran may be appearing offline, so you may have to go through your friends list for that one. So Jamie Brazier said he found it the same. Unlucky Ben says Sutty. Gary says that race was bizarre. That's for sure. Indeed it was. How do you do that? Invite them. Haha, what an answer. You gotta love it, Gary. You gotta love it. So
do you want me to first continue on this?
You should have had a second invite from me.
I have.
Yeah. So see if we can get Jamie in for an interview then. Oh, what a first race. What a first race. As Jamie, Big Boy Brazier, joins us now. Jamie, that was a fantastic race, mate. You drove your heart out there and was well in front of everybody else.
Thank you. That was well, yeah. So that was difficult, especially with all the puddles around the track.
How was it? The change from wet to dry? Did it dry up enough for the slick tyres, or?
No, it didn't really dry up enough for the slick tyres. There was still that, especially down the Hanger Straight, or the Wellington Straight. There was just too many puddles, and even with the wet tyres, you were just sliding all over the place.
Yeah, but certainly must have took some confidence going into race 2. Obviously, the weather's reversed for this one, so you can't qualify, unfortunately, for this. Neither can your teammate Cam. But obviously, you're going to take some positives from race 1 and try and enter race 2.
Yeah, just gonna say try and escape any turn 1 carnage and just pick my way forward from there.
Well done, mate. Best of luck for race 2 and congratulations on race 1.
Cheers.
So a very happy Big Boy Brazier there then. And Mazda, who can you hear there? You couldn't hear Jamie, was you saying?
Yeah, I couldn't hear Jamie at all.
I wonder if the PlayStation party had not done it right. There was no problems in the stream apparently. Ben for pole, he didn't finish into the top 5. He did peacefully got 5th. Got 5th place. So the people who cannot qualify for pole position is Deeks, Ben Phelan. Let me go back and just check race 1 results, actually. I can't remember who's finished top 5. That's brilliant. So Big Boy Brazier, Deeks, DJ Phil Green, Cam and Ben cannot qualify for pole position here. So while we do that, Maz, did you want to get Deeks in for an interview as well?
Certainly can, mate.
We'll see what he thought of the first round of the season.
Oh, we don't be watching Big Boy, do we?
No. As McCurtis is on.
Oh, already.
So there's the two MC Motorsport guys, a Teaming Freaks Lamborghini of McCurtis, and there is Alfie in the package. Cam is back in the pits, can't qualify, so Cam's back in the pits. As Deeks joins us now. Deeks, mate, you got a second place.
Yeah, really pleased with that.
Yeah, what was the weather like? You looked like you struggled a bit towards the end of the...
yeah, well, me and Ben were sort of talking about whether to go in or not, and he went in and put slicks on, and I was too close to him, so I had to do another lap, and there was too much water on the slicks.
Must have been nervous at the end when you span on the last lap towards the last couple of corners, as DJ Phil was sort of gunning down for you.
It was like driving on ice.
Yeah.
You just kept trying to go through the puddles to try and cool the tyres down, I guess.
What's your plans for race 2? Obviously you can't qualify on this, it's going to be like a reverse grid sort of draw. You're looking to just make your way up through the front?
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. Consistency is key. I think I spun. I had a really big spin, so but I still managed to get second in the end. But I was happy. I kept with the fast boys for the first 5 laps. I was only 4 seconds off them after lap 6.
Yeah, well, best of luck going into race 2, mate, and best luck for the rest of the season.
Thanks a lot.
Mate, good luck.
Cheers, buddy.
Bye.
So clearly happy with the P2 there, Mazda, as well. He clearly feels that he could have, you know, he didn't feel like he could have won the race, but P2 was the best he got with. He said there that Ben and him was the two to sort of make their minds up on what strategy to go for, and Ben pulled the trigger on the dry tyre.
Yeah, he certainly did, and you know, it didn't just work out. Just because of that one straight, it's just unbelievable.
Interesting to see that as well. Then that they've obviously spoke about it, and Ben was obviously the like guinea pig, if you like, for the dry tyres. Normally, you'd have probably said the guy that's behind, you know, the guy that's second out of the team would have gone for it. Deeks obviously being behind Ben. Are you surprised that Ben went for it?
I don't know, because it's a tough one to say. You know, maybe because Ben put it on pole. You know, you thought it might be quicker to catch. You know, like you say, he probably risked it. You know, try and catch Big Boy Brazier, but it just didn't work out. So he thought, don't leave Deeks out. You know, I don't know. It's very down to them two know what they were talking about. So you know, only them two will know.
Yeah. 100%. Is that a strategy that you and Keegs may be talking about, you reckon?
Yeah, we'll be talking about it.
So just in the chat, Aidan Bennett's here, so an evening to you, Aidan. Gutted he couldn't be able to make it tonight. I'm sure you'll be back for next week and going to get going. Sutty, is the way it goes, pal. I missed 2 races, but you get a drop score. That is true. So actually, Aidan, this will be a drop score event, so you are to drop your lowest result of the season. So not the worst thing here in the fact that you're not able to make tonight. The other chat's Michael Matthews, shame Aiden, but it is a long season. Ben Phelan says, I had nothing to lose. If you ain't first, you're last. To which Sutty replied, shake and bake, Ricky Bobby. bit of Talladega Nights there from them too. As we see McCurtis just round.
Ben quoted Ayrton Senna there, if you ain't first, you're last.
Yeah. What would the great man have done on that sort of thing? Would he have put dry tyres on in them conditions and master in the wet?
Yeah.
So join us tomorrow night where the pro guys will be battling out on track. Adam will be there. As we see at the moment, Stelfsoft currently on pole, 1.3 ahead of his teammate. McCurtis goes into 3rd. And Alfie just starts his lap time. May have had a lap time invalid.
Oof.
Oh, they nearly touched there, do McCurtis. Swinfins has gone up quicker than McCurtis, only 4 seconds off the pace at the minute, into P3 then. So weather reversed here for this race, and you see the fastest guys all in the pit. So the first of the fastest guys, Deeks will start 6th. Big Boy Brazier will start 7th. Cam will start 8th. DJ Phil will start 9th, and Ben will bring up the rear of the grid. Ben says he was pulling up 4 or 5 seconds a lap until he hit the Wellington straight, and that was what you were saying, Mazda. The rest of the track dry, but that Wellington straight not dry enough where you can't pull enough time.
No, it's not, mate.
Oh, as we see McCurtis round again. Oh. Only person who's not set a time's Alfie.
Don't let your rears up, mate. That's how you burn them up already. I found that up, you know.
You find things out the hard way, don't you, mate?
Yeah, you do. You certainly do. I've been round that corner in the Lamborghini, the Bentley, the Audi, even got a chuck in, the BMW. And you know what? I can't even remember what cars I have tested.
Have you tested the Acura?
That's probably the one car we did not want to go in.
Why is that one?
We just don't want to go in that car.
I can't understand why. It's a stellar car. That would have been the car I'd have driven had I been in the season, but unfortunately I wasn't.
It's too slow.
Because Alfie did do 75% race distance, he will be classified as well, just let you know, from the last race. So good result there for him.
So boys, I'm just sat on one person.
I know. What are you doing? What are you doing?
I don't know myself, mate.
So the points will be sorted going into next week's race. As we see, Welsh is spinning round there. Stealth Sloth currently on pole. Alfie's gone into second, only 7/10 off of Stealth Sloth's time. He's round as well. 7/10 off the lap time. McCurtis currently P5. Swinfin's only 6 seconds off the lap time. And Welshie 4 seconds off of his teammate here, not having the best of runs tonight. Stealth Sloth has done a good lap time there, Master.
He certainly has, mate.
We know the pro guys are a bit quicker. Alfie's just currently sat on track. As we see Stealth Sloth now, he's about to come through the old start-finish straight. 18 people watching. If you could subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and then like the video. Monkey Boy in the chat says up the Acura Mazda, teammate of Dean Wasocki. Dean Wasocki not in the chat tonight, unfortunate. Spoke with Dean earlier today. He's hoping for a top 5 or 6 finish tomorrow in race 1 and 2, and he says he wants a podium throughout the season, so we'll have to see what happens there. Jamie says it was just too wet on the Wellington straight. I knew instantly I wasn't going for dry tyres. And the Sutty Apex, till he found... Oh, so this is going back to the cars you was testing earlier, Mazda. Sutty says, till he found the car he could change front downforce on.
Here we go, Lord. It had to get brought up, didn't it? Yes, we did. But I will say this. We did thought the default setups might win, so we actually quickly jumped into the BMW and found out that we was just as quick as the Lamborghini in the BMW. So we thought we'll jump in the BMW just in case.
Well said. He just puts a load of laughing emoticons there. Then as the Stealth Sloth sets another fastest lap. Alfie's in the pits at the moment, but Stealth Sloth a 2:04.9, so a heck of a time for Stealth Sloth. Can his teammate find the pace here? A few people have tipped Welsh for a pole position in this second race, but Stealth Sloth's currently the man on pole, and his teammate's got no answers to him.
Nah, qualifying is just qualifying, mate. It's the race that you need to do well.
He's possibly ruined his last lap there. There is only 38 seconds left of this qualifying. AH was kicked from the session. I didn't realise AH was in this session. I may have added him to the wrong... No, I haven't. I'm sure he's in the other one, so I'm not sure why AH was in the session. You'll see AH tomorrow night making his debut. There's Welshie just going past the Stealth Sloth. Has completely backed out of this lap then.
I would have gave him a teammate a tow down the straight.
You'd have thought so, wouldn't you? But can Welshie find it on the front row of the grid to make it the first front row lockout of the Pro-Am season for MC Motorsport? He's got to find a heck of a lot of time here. as he is through sector 1 and he's coming down towards Copse Corner. So qualifying's done. The guys that are on track, Welshie, Swimfins, McCurtis and Stovsloff, all on their last lap. Stovsloff has backed out to this one though, so shouldn't be any quick this time. Peaceful Explosion in the chat says he's looking forward to the start here. Yep, me as well. What will the quicker guys do from the back? What will the slower guys from race 1 do at the start? Not saying they are slower overall, but off of race 1 as well. It looks like he's messed up. Beckett's there, maybe not have hurt him too much if he's well up on his time. But let's see what he's up through sector 2. Nothing's popped up, so we didn't see what he was up there through sector 2 here. Jamie Bracey's just said, I like how you said on Monday's video, Matt, that your time might be beaten, and first lap it was. Yeah, the Acura doesn't set a good first lap. The Acura sets a good lap later on in qualifying. And if you watch the hot lap video from Monday, I completely messed up Stowe Corner. And then couldn't record another because I had a family round after that, unfortunately. So, well, she's going to finish his qualifying time. And is there any improvement to make it an MC Motorsport 1-2? No, it's not. So, Stovsloff currently has provisional pole. There's only Swimfins and McCurtis who can improve here. Well, she did improve, but not enough to put him on the front row of the grid. Swimfins will be the next one to finish. Is there any improvement from him? Can he move up to the front row? Maybe knock his teammate down off of it, but can he move up onto it? We see him coming through this final section of the Silverstone GP circuit. McCurtis will be the last one to finish. Here comes Swimfins then. What lap time's he going to do here? Crosses the line and he does improve, but he's not managed to move up any places. What about McCurtis? Gets it bang on, but cannot move up neither. Don't mention the 3 attempts beforehand then, Matt, for your hot lap video. Yeah, alright, it took me 3 attempts to do that hot lap video, I will admit, Gary. But we're on to the important stuff. It's Stovsloff who takes the second pole position of the season.
Whoa, sorry guys. Sorry, you gotta ask him why it took him. What happened on the first attempt, Matt?
I forgot to record the first attempt.
There we go.
Stovsloff takes pole position in race 2 with Alfie on the front row of the grid. On row 2, it's the other MC Motorsport car of Welshie with the other AA 3D printing car of Swimfins. On row 3, it's McCurtis, followed by Deeks, the first of the 5 guys who couldn't qualify. Big Boy Brazier in 7th for Gusset and Trusset starts on alongside him. Starts alongside his teammate Cam with the final row of the grid, DJ Phil and Ben Phelan. Sutty said he was about to say the same thing. And the second attempt, Sutty, well, there was a bit of bad language in that attempt because I kept spinning the car, so it took me my 3rd attempt. But we're not here to talk about the hot lap video. If you want to watch the hot lap video, please subscribe to the channel, and every Monday there'll be a hot lap video posted to the channel. We're here for race 2 of the Pro-Am season. McCurtis making his debut race. For everybody else, they're here for their second race.
Don't drop your pad. Don't drop that pad. Now, if I was Ben, I'd just be chilling out at the back for the first lap or first few corners at least, see what happens.
Yeah, you'd say the quicker guys at the back would stay out of trouble. Sutty says I'm going to go for Ben. He has learnt the track in the wet. So, boys, when we get to let's say about lap 6 or 7, please comment in the comment section your driver of the day, as we are all ready here and we're about to get underway for race 2 at Silverstone GP. The lights are on. We can't see them, but the lights are on. We're underway here for Simplay Motorsport round 2, and it's a heck of a start from Welshie, who's already going side by side with his teammate. Alfie's got off the line well, and Swimfins is going to look up the inside, and Stovsloff's turned in him slightly, and Swimfins is round. One of the Gusset and Trusset cars has hit David Briggs. And he's over in the background. Stovsloff turned in on Swimfins there. Cam's no, it's Big Boy Brazier's last. Where is Big Boy Brazier? Racing, clean race, lads. He says, where is Big Boy Brazier? He's dropping back time here. Is this an early retirement for your race 1 winner? Welshie leads from Alfie. Stovsloff 3rd, Deeks in 4th, Ben's up to 5th, DJ Phil 6th, Cam after a poor first lap 7th, first couple of corners 7th, McCurtis is 8th, Swimfins who got pretty much wiped out by Stovsloff. We've lost Jamie Brazier. The race 1 winner has retired from the race because he's not done 75% race distance, will not score a point. What has gone off here? Peaceful Explosion says Deeks for the win, but it's Alfie who leads from Welchie. Stealth Sloth, Deeks right on the back of this trio of a battle here. Ben's currently P5. We've lost the race. We will win a Mazda.
I am speechless. I would like to see what happens in that. So, yeah. So, guys, just save your video after the race, please, and send it in, because we want to see what's happened.
Oh, Alfie's had to cut part of Maggots and Beckett's here. That will more than likely be a slowdown penalty. Yeah, there he goes. You see him take it there, and Welchie's been caught out by that, and has clipped the back of Alfie and into the wall. Possibly a bit of damage there for him, but I tell you what, a flash of the lights from Stove Sloth then. Deeks and Ben look like they're going to try and get up the inside of Welchie, who possibly has damage early on. Now, with the weather flipped, this could be interesting, Mazda, as to when the rain comes. Jamie Brazier was upside down, couldn't do anything. Like Mazda said, if you've got any problems with the racing or the footage, please save your footage and send it to us here at Simplay Motorsport, and we will review the footage and look back at it. But Alfie, your leader at the moment, his slowdown caught Welchie out massively, who is back up into second. Stovesloff still in third, with Deeks and Ben fourth and fifth, currently just biding their time. This little 5-car battle here. DJ Phil is sixth. Cam's into the pits. Now, what is Cam pitting for you? Potentially damage. Not sure why Cam's in the pits, but Swimfins will go to 8th. Lap 1 was absolute chaos, Mazda. Talk me through what you thought about Self-Sloth turning in on Swimfins a bit.
Put me on the spot there. I don't know.
Did you think Swimfins caught him off guard a little bit with a good start?
I think so, yeah.
Jamie Brazier in chat letting us know that Cam has damage, so he's repairing for that. So here comes, is that Deeks? Oh, that's so soft! And Alfie touching each other, and they nearly took Ben with them. Oh, disastrous there. Stovsoft somehow has managed to keep going, but he's touched now both of the AA 3D printed cars, and he's not having the best race. But it's Welchie who leads. The Team DPR boys are sitting second and third. Ben ahead of Deeks. Cam still in the pits, and look at Ben. He's all up the back of Welchie. It's Ireland versus Scotland, and is he going to send one? No, he doesn't think about it there. Oh, I've got to catch my breath. What an opening 2 laps we've had in race. We thought race 1 was good. Cam's just come out of the pit lane. Alfie could have big damage in that Porsche in P5. Was hoping for good points in the Porsche there. DJ Phil's gaining on the back of Alfie. But as we see here, Stovsloff still catching on the back of his quartet. And he's spinning in the background. So Stovsloff is round. Hopefully an easy rejoin. Yeah, it is. And DJ Phil was pretty much pushing Alfie around Brooklands there. Whew. Action all over here. Alfie's car looks like he's got bad damage to it. So can DJ Phil get past coming down the Wellington at the hangar straight? There in the background is McCurtis and Swimfins. Mazda, well. Wherever we look, something's happening.
I know, what I mean? Can't take your eyes off of it.
Absolutely fantastic start to this second race. Ben Phelan, who had a poor first race, is now all over the back of Welchie here. Welchie disconnected after he dropped his controller and returned to race central, but he's not this time. He's in a race and he's in a battle. Jamie Brazier, can I use this race as my drop score? Yes, you can, mate. This race can be your drop score, buddy. Your lowest result will be your drop score, so this will be the drop score then, as you will score nil point. And Ben, he's kept it well, but he's led his teammate Deeks through. DJ Phil's up into 4th place. Alfie didn't pit, so obviously the damage not too bad on that car. DJ Phil running 4th, Alfie 5th, Stovsoft 6th, McCurtis in 7th, Swimfins 8th. Only 14 seconds off the back of the leaders are the 2 Swimfins and McCurtis, and Cam a minute 4 off the back in 9th place then. Poor big boy Brazier. It can all change. Plenty of time yet as Deeks has took Brooklands wrong. Potentially a slowdown, which you probably can get away with taking through. Luffield is a bit of a slow corner. Sutty's just told me to think of my blood pressure. I think it's skyrocketed after this second race here, Sutty, and I'm hoping more of the same tomorrow night in the Pro Group. But Welchie is doing the job he needs to do in what is pretty much a Lamborghini battle here. Bar the 2 Porsches on the grid, and Deeks is someone up the inside, and he looks to make a manoeuvre but spins. He's managed to keep it on the old pit exit, but Deeks there went for a lunge, a Sutty send it manoeuvre if you will, and Welchie manages to keep the door tightly shut, and Deeks has kept it going there. Very ambitious, says AH Racing. Oh dear, I tell you what a start. Ben's now back on the back of Welshie, and this brightly coloured yellow Lamborghini against the blue Gordex Lamborghini. The Team DPR car is absolutely creating such a second race. The fans are absolutely going to love this. Swimfins has passed McCurtis for 7th. Alfie still running in 5th ahead of the Stealth Sloth, so maybe them two having a bit of damage and not able to get back through the pack as they'd have liked. Bethany Duffy says, you need to think of me, I'm in the same room as him with a few laughy face emoticons. Oh dear. So we're going to start lap 4 then here at Silverstone GP, and Ben's gone right. He now looks to the left, and he's got the run coming up to turn 1 here. And is he going to send one up the inside? He does. Well, she gives him plenty of room and just runs the car out a bit wide. And I think he had to yield a bit there, Maz, without drifting too far wide. So Ben takes the lead here. I think I need a quick sip of my drink, Master, because this has been non-stop.
This certainly has, mate. But Deeks is all over. All over back of him now, look. This could be a nice one too. Yeah, well, I'm sure Welshie will have something to catch Ben up.
I'm sure the inner Scotsman in him will not want to back down from a fight. He'll want to take the fight back to Ben if he can. We know Ben's a quick driver. DJ Phil in the background, only 9 seconds off the back of these. So not doing too bad. Would love to gain on and get another podium. This could be second podium for him. But look at Stealth Sloth and Alfie. Here we go again. Stealth Sloth, round 3 versus the AA 3D printing cars. He's going to go the long way round into Brooklands, but has outbroke himself and gone way wide there then. Oh, it's Alfie span. Oh, Alfie was losing it, and Stealth Sloth's gone round as well. Where is Swimfins? He's not far off. In fact, Alfie has span. Alfie is round. Where's Swimfins? I think he's just come into Brooklands, we saw. Has he passed his teammate? No. His teammate's got going just before him. These two running 6th and 7th. So a good showing for these boys. The AA 3D printing in the Porsches. Deeks and Welshie look like they both had a bit of an off there. And Ben has gone up the road, Mazda.
Yeah, he has, mate, hasn't he? 3 seconds now.
Absolutely drop these two. I don't know if I'll have a voice left for tomorrow night's race. I tell you what. If the pro group can race like these guys can, this is going to be exciting. Jane Brazy says, should I just leave the session? If you could stay on for the session so it doesn't lag the guys out when you leave. If not, that's fine. If you can't, that's fine. But if you could just stay in the session so it doesn't lag the guys out, Jamie, that'd be much appreciated.
No, yeah, if you can stay, because then you can save the video after the race and then you can send in your clip.
Yeah, unless he's press the share capture button on the PlayStation's options. You have that as well, don't forget.
Yes.
To save the replay that way. But Deeks then all over the back. We saw the Gusset and Trussit Lamborghini flipping through the air, and I just couldn't believe it was the race 1 winner.
No, I couldn't. I really do want to see what actually happened in that little, what caused the car to go flying like that.
Don't send the footage to Sutty, send it to us at Simplay Motorsport. If you post it on the group, oh, he's live streaming it. There you go, Master. He doesn't need it. He's live streaming it, so he'll be able to find it himself. There we go. But Deeks here trying to put some more pressure on Welshie. DJ Phil's just dropped off the back of the leader Ben, who's 4.5 seconds up the road. Looks like he could get a race 2 victory, but don't forget, we know the rain's on the way. Swimfins is down to 7th. Who have we lost? We've lost Cam from the session as well. So both Gusset and Trussit cars, Mazda, will not finish the race.
Oh dear.
They've not done 75%, so no points for them two there then. So Swimfin's running 7th. McCurtis is in the pit, so an early pit stop. I'm not sure if he's aware that we know unless he's got damage, because he's well off the back. Obviously rain is coming, so we'll see what McCurtis can do. Swimfin's really putting some pressure on his teammate here, Maz.
He certainly is, mate.
Nice to see these two having a good little battle on track. Will team orders come into play? Will the Swimfins Porsche be allowed past the Alfie Porsche? The Swimfins Porsche in better condition than Alfie's. And they both come through Cops Corner here. The rain is starting to fall, so it's lap 5, and the rain is starting to come now. Probably be more wet till the end. Now then, Ben stayed out, Welshie stayed out. Now what isn't good for Team DPR is they've both stayed out on track. So then, is that going to work out well for Team DPR? Is Ben far enough in front to get out on track before Deeks to come? I don't think he'll be out of the pit lane before Deeks can get in. We could see a problem here for Team DPR. One of them may have to stay out on track here, as Deeks is all over the back of Welshie and looks like he's gone round the outside, but Welshie closes the door before he does. Is he thinking about to move up the inside now? Sloth's managed to get in the pits, so DJ Phil didn't pit neither, Mazda.
That could be a corker. Not a corker, a blinder from Sloth. That could be a good spot.
Well, it's helped out for his teammate who couldn't pit this lap. Alfie's also in the pits, so Swimfins cannot pit. So Swimfins will overtake Alfie then.
Deeks will have the run.
Deeks has got the run, and up the inside of Brooklyn. Welshie turns in on him! Welshie's turned in on Deeks! Deeks was up the inside and Welshie's turned in on him there. Where's Welshie? May have to give that place back. He may have to slow down and give him the place back. Was the job done before the corner? I'm not so sure.
I'm not so sure either.
As Cam left the session, not sure. If Mazda loads the track map, we'll be able to find out if he's retired in the pit lane or not. But Welshie looked like yeah, Cam's disconnected from the session, so no points for Cameron then. McCurtis is pitted now. I hope he put the wet tyre on, because that could have played him a favour. So Stove Sloth, the first guy on the wets. Alfie still in the pits at the moment. Deeks may have time now, says Sutty, to pit and get out before Ben. Now let's go to Ben. He's lapped McCurtis. Now if McCurtis put the wets on, he will obviously unlap himself. If not, he may have to re-pit here. You'd think Ben would pit this lap, Mazda, although it doesn't look too wet yet.
He's staying out.
Ben's staying out. So is that giving the way for Deeks to pit? McCurtis staying out as well. Let's see what Welshie does. Welshie's going to dart into the pit lane now. Where is Deeks? Deeks hasn't pitted. So what is Team DPR doing? The rain is coming down harder. What is happening with Team DPR? None of them have pitted here, and this could cost Team DPR a potential double podium. Deeks will inherit second place there. AH Racing says risky strategy from the leader. Where is DJ Phil? Does he pit? Or is DJ Phil? DJ Phil stayed out as well. So the three front runners now, when DJ Phil passes Welchie, have all stayed out. Where's Swimfins? He's currently running fifth. Does he dive into the pits this lap? I mean, you'd be silly not to, Mazda.
You certainly would. Silly move from Ben and Deeks. I would have thought one of them. Because look at that there. He looks like he's, you know.
Swimfins is coming into the pits then. So Stove Sloth, the first of the guys who pitted, can he get round before his teammate comes out the pit? Ben spun apparently. So Jamie Brazier watching from his view. Ben has spun apparently, Mazda. There he is. The gap between him and his teammate is down to 7 seconds. It's all going to kick off now for this team. What is going to happen here? Interesting towards the end. The gap 9 seconds. I think Deeks just needs to drop off the back slightly, as much as he needs to keep his pace. They can't pit on the same lap. I mean, the spray's not too bad.
The spray's not bad. Do you know what? Let's have a look.
Let's jump on board, Ben. Oh, it is wet. Yeah, it is wet. We said the spray's not bad, and Ben's off here, coming through Maggots and Beckett's. This is not going to help Team DPR out at all. One of these guys is going to have to do another lap. Stove Sloth is in fifth. Swimfins is still in the pit lane. So can Alfie get round before Swimfins comes out the pits? But for Team DPR, they have potentially thrown away a 1-2. DJ Phil has possibly thrown away another podium as well. Let's not forget that is DJ on wets. I haven't seen DJ come in the pit, Jamie, so I don't think he is. As Ben's wide at Stowe as well. I think McCurtis is on the dry tyre as well. Alfie's back in the pit lane. So another pit's for him. Deeks is round. Stowe as well. Ben this time in the pits. I think McCurtis is coming in the pits as well. He span. What's Deeks going to do though? One's got to stay out. Look how much Deeks is struggling, Mazda. What do you do?
I'd see if he can get in the pits and just risk it.
He's staying out. He's doing all he can do. I think Team DPR are going to throw this away. DJ Phil is another one that's struggling. Welshie, the front runner on the wet tyre, looks like he could inherit a race win, if not definitely a podium. Just depends on how Ben can do. We've gone half race distance. Get your votes in the chat now for driver of the day.
DJ Phil.
DJ Phil's had a problem. He can't get round neither.
There's Ben. Oh, this is going to be tight.
Ben's out the pit lane, so Ben is back on track, and Welshie will inherit second place, or third place. Deeks has got to pit though. How far up the road is Deeks? He's only 2 seconds up the road. He's only there. Look at how much Deeks is struggling, Mazda. He's really not on the right strategy. Team DPR have played it poorly here.
They certainly have, mate. Certainly have. You're on slicks down the Wellington Straight. You are now a passenger.
Oh, this is going to be horrible for him. It's gone terribly wrong. DJ Phil has managed to get in the pit, so can the Stealth Sloth re-overtake DJ Phil? Alfie's pitted again, so he... Oh, who's that? That's Ben. No, that's Ben struggling on the wet tyre. And Welshie goes up into P2. They didn't touch from what we saw, but Ben struggling on the wet tyre there. McCurtis all over the curb in the background on the wet.
I don't know, Matt. I think he's on the slicks.
Do you think that they've not changed tyres?
I don't think they've changed the right tyre.
Oh, if Ben's on the slicks, Team DPR are heading for disaster here. He does. I think you're right, Master. Look at how much Ben is struggling here. Gary's just asked the same question. Stealth Sloth is off and DJ Phil goes past. Gary's just had the same question if they put wets on Ben. I don't think they have, Master. I think you've nailed that one there.
I don't think the way he's driving it, it's just...
Lamborghini should not Welshie has taken the lead from Deeks, and he's 9 seconds up the road. Deeks is 9 seconds. Welshie's 9 seconds up the road. I think Team DPR have ruined this race. Look, he's wide at Cop's corner. Definitely on the slick tyre. I think this has been thrown wide open for Team MC Motorsport. DJ Phil could be on for another podium and a second place for him potentially. But still, Sloth may get third as well. We could,
yeah. But look, them two are that close together. They've got to have to do another lap.
One of them's got to do another lap. I tell you who we could see on the podium here. We could see Swimfins on the podium. What a race this has been. It's threw it wide open here. DJ Phil and Stealth Sloth battling on track. We can't stop watching Deeks and Bennu struggling on the slick tyres. Welshie is 20 seconds up the road from Deeks. What has gone off here? Here comes Stealth Sloth trying to gain on the back of DJ Phil to potentially make it what will probably more than likely be an MC Motorsport 1-2. DJ Motorsport, though, will hope for another podium. Gary says Matt loves it. Calm down, son. Oh, dear.
Deeks is in the pits.
Deeks is pitting, so what does his teammate do? Ben's here, Ben's off, Ben's struggling. Oh, it's gone wrong for Team DPR. Look at how slow he's going. Is this to allow Deeks the chance to pit? Is this allow the Deeks the chance to pit? Ben has pretty much had to stop. The race is being ruined for Team DPR. There goes Stealth Sloth and DJ Phil, who will inherit a podium spot here. It's gone horribly wrong. Ben's just stopping for a cuppa, he says, but DJ Phil is up into second place. The Stealth Sloth will be fourth, will inherit third. DJ Phil's past Deeks. Stealth Sloth must have lost a bit of time and dropped off the bike. Oh dear. Deeks is still in the pits. Ben can't enter the pit lane yet because of the fact that Deeks is still there. It's gone horribly wrong. Ben cannot pit.
He's going to be in. He's going to
be in. He's going to be in. So will this be a drive-through or will they have timed it brilliantly? Deeks is away. Deeks is away. Jump on board, Ben. Jump on board, Ben. Let's see if he pits. Go on board camera. There's Swimfins who's going to pass Ben into 5th place. Is that a drive-through that Ben's doing? No, the team are there. The team are ready. Ben gets to put the the slick tyres on. Oh dear, Mazda. They're not changing tyres. They've not changed tyres.
Oh my God.
Ben's not going. So is our graphic wrong? Because something's wrong. They are not changing tyres here. Away he goes now. I'm not sure if they've changed tyres, Mazda.
I am not so sure. We'll find out.
They didn't look like they did on our screen. Alfie has passed him now to go up into P6. Deeks only 13 seconds off the back of Stealth Sloth. Well, I hope you pro guys are watching for tomorrow because this has gone horribly wrong for Team DPR.
I think he's on the wets. That car is looking nice.
Yeah, the mechanics must just not have changed it on our graphic, but must have done the job on Ben's screen. Yeah, he's not a slow through there. He looks like they've been sorted this time. Oh, it's gone horribly wrong, Mazda.
I don't know what to say, mate. I honestly don't know what to say.
What can we say? Welshie leads by 38 seconds. DJ Phil's then leads by about 8. Stealth leads by 13 seconds. In fact, DJ Phil leads Stealth by 6. Stealth's ahead of Deeks by 13 seconds. Deeks leads Swimfins by 10 seconds. Swimfins up in P5. What a race for him. Alfie's currently in P6. Ben's now down in 7th, with McCurtis running P8. Not the best races for McCurtis. I do think he's on the lead lap. No, he's on lap 9 for McCurtis, but he's a lap down, unfortunately, for him. The only cause he's not a lap down on is Ben and Alfie.
And breathe.
Well, what a start to the race, and then strategies have all been messed up there, Mazda. We questioned Team DPR not pitting, and then when Ben did pit, he put the wrong tyre on. Gary, with the first vote so far, says DJ Phil for driver of the day. Who would you give it to, Mazda, so far in the 2 races that we've seen? Who would you give driver of the day to?
I don't know. It's tough to say, but I don't know. I honestly don't know.
I'd say DJ Phil as well, a second and a third at the moment. If he gets second here, he'd already claimed a third. Craig agrees for that. Sutty says Deeks. So there's a vote for Deeks. It's currently 3 for DJ Phil and 1 for Deeks at the moment. So Craig, Gary and myself voted for DJ Phil. DJ Phil says Monkey Boy. Oh, Mazda, what a second race we're having. I hope you've took some notes ready for tomorrow night.
I surely have, mate. And,
we've lost McCurtis from the session. He has done 75% of the race. He was on lap 9, so he will pick up an 8th place. Not the race he'd have won. AH says Welshie for driver of the day. Gary says Leeds Motorsport vote for DJ Phil. Welshie then has a 32 second, has just got up to 33 second lead over DJ Phil, Mazda. The traumas of race 1 is turning into jubilation for race 2. With the championship leader not here already, this will put Welshie on the same points as Big Boy Brazier. Obviously, Welshie may want to get rid of race 1 from his scorecard, like Big Boy Brazier may want to get rid of race 2 from his scorecard, with it being a drop score for the season. Mike Matthews says DJ Phil, so that's 5 votes for him. I think we've got a driver of the day so far, Mazda. We'll have to see who else has said. Welshie has spun. He's got that much time though, Mazda. He can just cruise back onto the circuit, look, and gain the place. So Ben, with McCurtis leaving, currently runs in 7th place. Sutty says if Deeks can finish 4th after doing all them laps on the slicks, he gets his vote. Well, he's gonna, he's doing well to stay 4th at the minute. Not really catching on Stealth the way he'd have liked. Stealth now 10 seconds behind DJ Phil. Deeks also isn't dropping Swimfins like he'd have liked to, Mazda. He's only 14 seconds ahead of Swimfins at the moment.
Yeah.
Not dropping him the way he'd have liked, you'd have thought there. Ben, currently 2-3 seconds off of Alfie. We've seen in previous league Alfie and Ben have a coming together at this circuit. So history between these two at this track. And Ben's got to overtake Alfie here just for P6. If you thought his race 1 went bad, Mazda, his race 2's gone even worse as the rain looks like it's slowing. So the track may start to dry with the final 5 laps of the race.
I honestly want to know what them two were thinking.
Team DPR have really chucked it away here.
They certainly have, mate. I honestly want to know.
Oh, Alfie Span! Alfie Span coming out the final corner. Now, Dean spoke to me earlier today and said in testing, if you touch the apex of the final corner, it will lose the rear when it's wet. And I think Alfie may have just done that. He looks like he's got big damage to that car and is now P7 in this race. So that will give Ben 5th place. He currently sits 11 seconds off the back of Swimfins. Here's DJ Phil. He's got 8 seconds to Stove Sloth, but is 29 seconds back from Welshie. Look at the lap times of the last lap, Mazda. Ben, a 2-minute 15. Deeks, a 2-minute 18. All the others are in the 2-minute 20s. So they've got the pace. The strategy's just gone horribly wrong for them.
Yeah, it does, mate. It really has.
Ben gaining on Swimfins. His gap's down to 3 seconds between the two of them. So has Swimfins made a mistake? As Ben is really closing in on the back of Swimfins. In fact, has just passed Swimfins according to my timing screen. So we didn't get to see that one. But Swimfins has been overtaken by Ben. So up to P5 now is Ben. Maybe it looks like just after the Wellington Straight, Master. So maybe Swinfins struggled off the Wellington Straight there. But a P6 for Swinfins at the minute, and you know, a place better than last race, and an improvement from Swinfins there. Seeing a Swinfins that's better from the previous league we raced in him with. We're seeing an improvement from him.
Yeah, it's always nice to see an improvement from a driver. You know, likewise, if they're getting faster or even a place, you know, it's always nice to see.
Indeed it is. The gap between the front runners, I tell you what, the gap between Deeks and Stove Sloth's come down. That's within half a second now, a second and a half. That's getting interesting.
Deeks is there as well, though.
Yeah, Deeks, that's what I'm saying. Deeks closing in the gap on Stove Sloth. Oh, Sloth. So could be in for a second podium of today. So it went wrong for Team DPR, but it's gone wrong for Ben. This man is still in for another podium. He's got 27 seconds back to his teammate with 4 laps remaining. I don't think Ben is going to gain that much, depending on if the drivers spin. And Stove Sloth has made a mistake, and that's gifted Deeks a 3rd place here. And just before the Wellington Straight, Deeks on the podium after Mazda. A poor strategy from Team DPR. One of their drivers currently sits P3.
I know, dear. What a drive, what a drive.
Where is Ben compared to Stove Sloth? It's about 20 seconds. Oh, Deeks is round! Too close to the inside curb.
Don't let your ears up. Just keep it.
Is he going to stay ahead of Stove Sloth here? Let's just keep on board this battle. I was just about to say where's Ben to Stove Sloth. Now where's Ben to both of these guys? The gap's about 20-30 seconds. Yeah, it's about 20 seconds, I would say. So Ben, if these two keep making mistakes like that, could, yeah, make up a couple more places here.
He certainly could, mate.
Welshie, 27 seconds up the road. These two now have dropped well off the back of DJ Phil, and Stove Sloth may want his podium back here. We may get a few reports. We've seen Stove Sloth just having a few incidents with Alfie and Swinfins, so we may get a few reports in about that, which the admin will take a look at, no doubt. But at the moment, he's still battling for a podium, so let's see what he can do here. Although he didn't look like he got the best of exits coming out of Chapel Curve onto the Hangar Straight, as Deeks looks like he's gapped him. He has 2.5 seconds is the gap between these two now. So a mistake coming out of Chapel Curve for Stove Sloth, and that may have cost him the race. We've lost Alfie. He's retired from the race, but will pick up a 7th place as he has done over 75%. Swinfins and Ben was battling this, and maybe Ben had a spin because Swinfins had overtaken Ben and then Ben had to re-overtake him. So Swinfins hasn't given up on a P5 here, Mazda.
No, that's nice to see. Let's just jump on them both.
Yeah, here is Swinfins. So Ben must have made a mistake somewhere. As then he got past Ben and Ben got back through. Looking quite dry, to be fair. Not looking too bad, is it? Big puddle coming up here.
Stick to the left or go straight
through the middle. 23 seconds behind the Stove Sloth is Ben as we head down to start their 13th lap. It's dry.
It's drying, but when you get here, though, it does look wet.
Yeah, it is drying though. It's not dry, but it is drying. The big part though is what's the Wellington Straight looking like? Welshie coming through Maggots and Beckett's. You see on the track map, the red dot is Welshie. The blue dot in the pit lane is Alfie, who's retired from the race. So we have lost Big Boy Brazier, we've lost Cam, we've lost McCurtis, we've lost Alfie from the race, unfortunately. But there is still 6 runners here, hoping to get as best result as they can. Sutty said the Wellington looked dry. I don't think it is when you go on board. Look, there you go, soaking wet still. Near enough full throttle. In fact, Ben is at full throttle. Just the odd puddle into it that's catching the drivers out. Ben took that like a pro. Welshie's coming into the final chicane then. He's about to start his 14th lap of the race. He'll be pleased with this, no doubt. DJ Phil running second and comfortably second ahead of Deeks in third, who is now 6 seconds ahead of Stove Sloth. And then Ben 5th, and Swinfins currently bringing up the rear in P6. But a good finish for Swinfins in P6. But at most of the test events, got a lot of practice in ready for this one. In fact, Ben has made a problem somewhere, Mazda, as Swinfins has gone through. Alfie got disqualified for speeding in the pit lane, so must have spent the pit lane too much. Ben's made a mistake, Mazda, and Swimfins is running P5.
Oh.
So interesting here. Can Ben do the work again to get back past Swimfins? He's 4 seconds behind him at the minute.
He's gone.
He spun again, so a disastrous night for Ben here. He's not touched the wall, but a span again, and he's losing more time to Swimfins here. This could consolidate the 5th place for Swimfins. Ben's had a shocker of a night so far, Mazda.
Certainly is. I think he's going to. I think just take this track, just call it as a test. I know it's the night of the open round, but with Ben just joining late, very late, I'll just call this a test and just see what it's like in the wet and the dry.
See what he can do going into next week for the Red Bull Ring as Ben's wide out the exit to Stowe. Join us next week live at 8 PM for the Red Bull Ring as Swimfins crosses the line, start lap 14. Welshie, there's Stealth Sloth. In fact, there's a car sounds a bit slow in front, Mazda, as Deeks had a spin. I think Deeks might have had a moment. I heard a car, he's had a moment there. Has he overheated his tyres? Trying to spin the car around early on as the track isn't wet much anymore. The tyres may be starting to overheat. There's a bit of damp. That'll cool them down a bit for you, Craig. No doubts through there. We'll go to the Red Bull Ring next week at Austria for the Pro-Am Group live at 8 o'clock on the Simplay Motorsport YouTube channel. And join us for tomorrow night at 8 o'clock where the Pro Group battle it out around Silverstone GP in very similar weather conditions. But it's Welshie out front. We've not seen much of this man in this race. DJ Phil is going to take a second place. Will inherit the championship lead at the moment, Mazda, as well.
That is certainly nice to know, isn't it?
He must be feeling well here. He must be feeling like he's...
Stick to the left, that's it.
He must be feeling he's had a bit of luck at some stages, but he's drove well apart from that. He's drove really well to get the 2 podiums.
He certainly has, mate. He drove really well.
As Welshie is on his final lap. He's just coming down towards the Wellington Straight, so we'll jump on board him shortly as he's going to pick up what should be the race 2 win, you'd imagine. DJ Phil just nice and steady. DJ Phil's actually caught Welshie a bit, so Welshie will notice that on his screen and maybe just be taking it a bit easier, Mazda, with such a big gap.
Welshie will be taking it easier. He's going to get his first race win, so why not?
You tipped him in qualifying 1 as possibly the champion. Unfortunate circumstances for the race 1 where he dropped his controller and it left the session. But is he driven like you'd have expected him to in race 2?
Yeah, I would say he has.
So we're coming to Brooklands and Luffield now for DJ Phil. Welshie's that far down the straight. In fact, Welshie has lapped Ben. Runs a bit wide there. Ben has been lapped by Welshie. So Welshie is going to come towards the start-finish straight. Look at through Maggots and Beckett's puddle across the track. Oh, he's just hit that a bit more than he'd have wanted to. Has to probably go through there a bit slower than he'd have liked. Round he comes now.
He's taking it, just take it steady, mate. Bring that car home.
I'll tell you someone who's closing in on somebody. Swimfins is gaining on the Stealth Sloth here.
You know what? He is.
Welshie will stay aboard him.
Yep.
Is going to take his first race win of the season. Nice and easy round Stowe Corner. Just 3 more corners to go. We've seen Big Boy Brazier pick up the race 1 win. It's going to be the man from Dundee, I do believe, who's going to take win number... race 2. Win number 2 of the season. And an absolutely great start to his campaign.
Yes,
they're not the start he wanted in race 1, but the start in race 2. And it's Welshie who wins in the second race of the night. DJ Phil is well in front of the Stealth Sloth, that he's going to come home to take a P2, and according to the votes he's going to pick up driver of the day. So a 3rd in race 1, it's going to be a 2nd in race 2, and DJ Phil will be absolutely loving that one. A cracking win for him. The Stealth Sloth isn't going to take the third that we all thought he might. It's going to be this man who, after a disastrous strategy, is going to come home to take a second podium as well. In fact, he's going to lap his teammate for good measure. It's Deeks who's going to take third then. Ben will come home sixth, a lap down. Now, Stealth Sloth, you've got to get these last couple of corners right, as Swimfins is only 7 seconds behind you. There he is. The Stealth Sloth has got to get these final few corners right. A big mistake, and Swimfins could get a P4 here. So let's see what he can do. He's round Stowe corner. Down the Vale straight towards Club and into the final few corners we go here. We saw Deek spin here last time around, which nearly gave DJ Phil a second in race 1, but Stealth Sloth looks like he's took it steady enough to keep ahead of Swimfins. So the Stealth Sloth is going to take a P4, and Swimfins, hats off to him for a 5th place. What a result for him. He'll be loving that one. Cracking drive from Swimfins. And I tell you what, Mazda, we've seen some great racing in race 2. Let's get Welsh in for a quick final interview, as I take you through the winners. And so Welshie takes the race win. Ben Phelan will get the fastest lap of the race, so an extra point for Ben there on what has been a pretty much disappointing evening for himself. He won't be happy with that one at all. DJ Phil, go on, sorry.
I was going to invite Ben in because I want to know what you were talking about with that strategy.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. So Welshie first with DJ Phil in second. Deeks takes third with Stealth Sloth fourth. Swimfins gets a good 5th place. Ben Phelan in 6th. Alfie 7th. Disqualified for going into the pit lane, but did more than 75% of the race, so will be classified. So there you have it then, Lil. Welshie on the top step of the podium. The Scottish National Anthem will be played for him, with DJ Phil 2nd and Deeks in 3rd. The Scottish, a Welsh and an English flag on that podium. Ben takes the fastest lap. And looking at the driver roster and the Drivers' Championships, it's Deeks and DJ Phil tied on 33, with Welshie, Big Boy Brazier on 25. Obviously, these will be edited to match the Simplay Motorsport points. And we look at the Teams Championship, it's Team DPR who do lead the way with 2 podiums, but not the night they'd have wanted. So we're going to get to Ben first. Ben, that second race strategy didn't go your way there.
Yeah, good evening, lads. How's things?
Nah,
not a great night, to be honest, but sure, look, that's the way it goes. Pressed the wrong button on my MFD and put on hard tyres instead of the wets, unfortunately. It's the way it goes sometimes.
Obviously, you only came in 4 days ago. I think you sent me the message. Bit of a test session more than anything for tonight.
I to be honest, put a lot of effort into practice leading up to it, Matt, in the 4 days. Just a bit unlucky, unfortunately. Hats off to Big Boy Brazier in the first race, just raw pace. Couldn't keep with him in the wet and the dry. He was just finding grip where no one else was. But to be honest now, I thought I was home and dry even halfway through that race, and until I came into the pits, so would have gained some nice points on them. But look, it's only one round, it's a long championship, and we'll fight back next week.
Yeah, definitely best of luck next week. And Chris, massive congratulations to you after what was a disastrous race 1, dropping your controller and returning to the lobby.
Yeah, you have no idea how angry I was at that time when that happened. So I was fuming. But yeah, so I just had to sit there and support Michael as he was racing through the first one. And then obviously in the second race there, I was kind of having a good battle with Ben at the front. And then, like I say, he managed to get me. He pulled away and I started battling with Deeks. But then when I seen Ben go past the pit as Michael was telling us he's seen some rain, I didn't see some rain, so I let him go in the pit first. After that, like I say, I started to see the rain. Ben went past the pit, I went into the pit, and Deeks went on as well. So I knew this was an opportunity to try and jump them, because I knew the rain can come down quick there. And like I say, come around to, obviously Ben's still in the pits and Deeks had to go on because Deeks couldn't go in the pits because Ben was there. So I knew this was an opportunity to push, and it worked out. So yeah, just a bit cautious all the way around it, and that's all it was.
Indeed it is. Well, congratulations, commiserations for race 1 and congratulations for race 2.
Yeah.
Mazda, any final words from you tonight?
That was just a very good race to watch.
Well, we wish you the best luck going forward to tomorrow night in your pro race, and join us tomorrow then live at 8 o'clock on the Simplay Motorsport channel for race 1 and 2 of the pro category, where you'll see the likes of Mazda take on Gary, Sutty, Craig, Phil, Young Keegs, Dean Wasocki, many's favourite for winning that league, Michael Matthews, Peaceful Explosion. Michael Matthews is Peaceful Explosion, Monkey Boy, Kieran Argent, and AH Racing. But from all of us here at Simplay Motorsport, thank you for joining us, and good night.
Night.